morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, and that means our power's out. Actually, about 7:45 this morning, the power went out. It doesn't look like it'll be actually back until around 11:30-ish is what AEP is monitoring right now. So, we're in the dark. But that's okay. That's just fine. Gas stove. So we're good to go. Matt's peonies are beautiful and are in full peonying glory. There's some ones that haven't opened yet. They must be attached to these specific stems. Oh no, wait, no, those are extra stems. Hopefully they'll open up. I don't know if they'll open up with this or not. They're starting to get huge. So the stems are bending and some of them are breaking. So the ones that are breaking, he's clipping and bringing in and putting in water. So they're absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful little flowers. Little flowers. I had my test done yesterday for the low testosterone. And the doctor had told me, hey, we're going to need a series of 2. We're going to do one this coming, whenever you want to. I said, well, I'll do it on Monday. And then one week later, just to make sure. Well, we didn't need the one week later. We had that done yesterday, and apparently that was enough to show him. Oh, well, he looks like, what is it, 35? We'll do 35. Yeah, that's good. Looks like it's so low. We'll just do it anyway. This is the Wasteland Crunch. It is already chopped up. It is broken down. It is ground up. It is a medium roast. I don't have any electricity. So that is what is happening right there. I don't have any electricity, so we're gonna take the easy way out. I don't have a hand grinder anymore either. I think the one that I did have was just so poor, it didn't work well at all. So I think I just got rid of it. I do need to buy another one. I wouldn't mind maybe someday finding a Commandante on sale or something like that. James Hoffman did show one that was around $70, $75, $80 that ground incredibly well for the price point. Because Commandantes can be like $250, $300, $500 for those. Just a hand grinder. A hand grinder. The grinder where you do it by hand. $500, $300. That's not for me. So maybe I'll invest in one of those someday. Right now, though, I'm very happy with getting pre-ground coffee and using it in an emergency. And this is a coffee emergency because it is the morning. Went out yesterday, got the testosterone. It's applied to your shoulders via a gel. So the pumps are measured, which I found a very funny thing to say. The pumps are measured. So one pump, and that's enough to put on your shoulder, and then another pump on the other shoulder, and that is supposed to help things. It's really hard to say what it's going to do for me. All I know is that I've been very tired come the afternoon, unmotivated. As much as I would love to work out, I just find other things to do rather than. I had a really nice stretch of about a week and a half where I did do stuff, but then you just reach a point where you're like, this is not producing results. And I know logically that, a week and a half, 2 weeks is not enough to see any kind of a major result, but that doesn't stop my disappointment. That doesn't make disappointment stop. Logic doesn't stop disappointment. So I just get unmotivated. I'm hoping that this, I don't know, is it supposed to give you energy? I don't know what exactly it's supposed to do for you. So I'm hoping with this additional medication to my rotation, we're going to start seeing some kind of benefit. I don't know. And I just remembered I have to take my vitamin D because it is Tuesday. I took my blood pressure meds, but it's just a series of medications. And then it's just like brushing your teeth, What do you do before you brush your teeth? What do you do after you brush your teeth? And just make it a routine. It's just starting that routine is so difficult. Just remembering to do stuff. It's like wetting the beans. I'll remember to wet the beans now, most of the time, but there are those times where I'm just going through the motions and I'm on autopilot and I completely forget to wet the beans. It's the exact same thing, except it's with medication and it's in the morning, and it's while you're looking at yourself in the mirror. So, anywho, so that was a thing, and I started that medication this morning. So you take a shower, you dry off yourself, you make sure your shoulders are dry, and then it's an alcohol-based, so it kind of evaporates fairly quickly. He's like, make sure to put a shirt on because it's something that you apply to the outside of your skin, it's transferable. So, you know, if someone puts their hand on your shoulder while it's still drying, they're getting some of it, you know, that kind of a thing. I don't know how much, but yeah, so it's, and I don't know if I should wear the same shirt every time in the morning so it dries and then it's like the same shirt. I don't know. I don't think I need to do that. I think that's just me being silly. So we're going to do that. We're going to measure for about 4 weeks. We're going to see what happens. I'm going to go back and get another stamp on my arm. See that one right there? They did an excellent job. Regardless of where I go for any kind of thing, I'll probably just keep going to that lab as long as the nurses that are doing blood draws are still doing blood draws, because you don't feel it and it's over with quick. They use the right kind of tools, and you know, they're great. I mean, you feel it, but it's not like you're in pain, you know. It's just and then done, you know. That's it. You feel it. They say it's like a bee sting. Bee stings are awful. This is just there and gone, and then you don't feel it anymore. So I mean, yeah. So it's not even a bee sting. Bee stings are terrible. They're awful. They itch. They puff up. You know, it's awful. Anyway, moving right along. So Wasteland Crunch chocolate candy bar flavored, the one that Tim didn't like. Tim's not a coffee person. We discovered that. My best friend Tim is not a coffee person, so which is absolutely fantastic. I'm glad that he was able to try out the coffee and was able to be honest about it. That's two big things: trying something and then being honest about your feelings about it. So he did not like it, which is fine. So now I have this candy bar, this chocolate candy bar Wasteland Crunch, that I might work through. There might be a point where it has like a half birthday and I'm like, you know what, I need more room, and it'll go away. But I will have gotten something out of it, so that's just fine. But it is pretty dark in here and whatnot. So, okay, so let's do ourselves a nice little bloom phase. Get ourselves some coffee in here. There we go. 85 grams of water, that seems pretty good. I guess you don't, I gotta go back to my fundamentals. You don't want to drown the beans. You just want them to be wet. You don't want so much coming out the bottom. You just want them to be wet. So that was probably a little too much water. But then again, it is around 35 grams of coffee. So I'm doing the 35 grams of coffee, 500 grams of water ratio. So that may have been a little much. And we definitely want to try to keep, I didn't start a timer. See, there's a series of things. Somebody, what's his name? Lance Hendrick, I think, does a lot of coffee stuff. Seems like a very nice young man. Presents everything really well, explains everything incredibly well. He's got this one scale that is incredibly fancy. You put your ratio over here, and then it tells you how much water to put in over here. That's a $300 scale. So that would be great. That's a little, it's a little more than, at least at this point, I would like to spend. Okay, we may have to wait for it to draw down just a little bit, and then we'll add the last 500, I guess in this case 40 milliliters of water here. Let it drain down just a little bit. I like his, I I like his. This is how I do it, and I obsess over it. You don't have to do it this way to have a great cup of coffee. This is just how I do it, and you know, I'm just very obsessive, and it's just one of those hobbies where you're just searching for the perfect cup of coffee, and a big part of that is using a lot of coffee. I mean, sometimes you just sip it and then you throw it away because it's not good, or you sip it and then you're chasing what you just sipped for a little while longer. So, you know, it's just one of those kind of things. So 500 milliliters of coffee, give or take. The grounds will retain some of that water. So I don't know. What do you think? I think 450 grams of coffee, you know, or milliliters of water. They're interchangeable. Milliliters and grams, definitely a way to go with coffee. So we are still draining. I'm going to lift up a little bit here. Reposition. I do need to, maybe I need to start putting a straw down in through there to keep the air passage open. I know it does clog up sometimes, and the vacuum will keep the drawdown from happening. But yeah, so they're expecting the everything to come back on around 11:30, hopefully. So that's why this is going to be a little later. I don't have a computer. It's shut down. So so I don't have a computer right now. I'm not able to edit. I'm able to record because this is on a battery. But and then the stove, I just need a little something to light the pilot. And the stove's ready to go because it's all gas. So it's going to be hard for me to leave the house because the garage is on battery power right now, and I don't think that battery's been in there for 4 years now. So it's probably not at its peak. So closing the garage door and then reopening the garage door would be a pain in the butt. I don't know. I'll have to figure something out. Kitties need food, so I need to go get cat food. This smells really nice. For Tim, I did it in the AeroPress, which I felt would be the best way to make the coffee. To not only make it a little quicker, but make it taste its best. The Chemex is obviously, for me personally, it's obviously the best method to make a cup of coffee that's not espresso. The Clever's great. It just seems like you lose a lot of flavor. Look at how that's a nice color. I mean, it's hard. I know it's hard to tell. I don't have lights blaring down from the top, but it does. It smells like chocolate. I don't know about candy bar. I mean, it's got a lot going for it. It's got a nice like creamy taste. It's not like cocoa. It's more like chocolatey. So it's got more of a full kind of creamy flavor to it. And then, you know, the chocolate's a really nice tasting chocolate. And it balances really well with their nice bright coffee. It's so good. It's a medium roast. I think they're still doing the Fallout stuff right now. They've just started doing a couple of other things. I mean, they're going to be like pop vinyl pretty soon. They've got all these marketing feelers out there, and they're getting all of these IPs, which is great. You know, I'm very happy for them. I hope that they I hope they get better and better and better, and I hope they get more and more and more flavors out of it. But the Fallout's still there. It's still going strong. You can still buy a coffee mug, I think, from them. So, but this, that's really nice. I think it actually does taste better in the Chemex. I think the AeroPress didn't do it justice. It's just kind of sad. I was hoping I was doing it the best way possible for him. But you know what? It still tastes like coffee. And he said that he didn't like the taste of the coffee. So what are you gonna do? Thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. I'll let you know tomorrow if this testosterone thing on my shoulders is doing anything except making my shoulders feel weird. Now, they don't feel weird. They don't tingle. Nothing like that. It's just an alcohol thing. So it's like testosterone in like an alcohol solution, and it kind of goes on like that. So, and it evaporates into your skin fairly quickly. So I'll let you know if anything changes. A couple of the interesting side effects, mood swings, more aggressive. And I was told by the doctor, we were told by the doctor, some people will take, although their testosterone levels are normal, they'll actually take more testosterone because apparently it helps with muscle development. And that's where the aggression comes from. So that's why it's on the side of the bottle, you know, and then there's like a listing of for teens, you know, what will happen to teens if they take it. And if women take it, here's the list of things that will happen if women take it, the side effects and whatnot. There's aggression. I can't get any hairier. So, you know, it's, so there you go. I don't know if it'll help with my beard or not. That would be kind of cool. Interesting little thing if that was a thing. That probably would take weeks in order for that to happen. The aggression thing was like, God, I don't want to get aggressive. I hope that doesn't happen. That would really suck. You don't want your moods to change because you have to take medication of some kind. So, and I try to be mindful with all the meds that I'm currently on, that my disposition and how I approach things doesn't change if I can help it, if I can notice it. I guess it's just one of those things that if you don't notice it or aren't paying attention, it could just take over and, you know, so there's not much you can do about it at that point. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You all are great. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.